Hello, everybody. Um, Today I'm gonna do a video that I've been wanting to do for quite some time, and today I think is a perfect day to do it. It just dawned on me earlier today that um today is the 3-year anniversary of Kevin Conroy's passing. For those of you who don't know who Kevin Conroy was, he was a very talented actor, and as far as I'm concerned, a really damn good voice actor. Um, he's extremely famous and beloved and iconic for voicing one of the most beloved comic book characters as well as comic book heroes of all time in Batman for over 30 years. He voiced the character in the DC. He originally voiced the character in the long-running DC animated universe franchise, starting in 1992 with Batman the animated series, and he would go on to voice the character in a wide variety of other things like animated movies, video games, um, animated movies and video games, and even other TV shows. And Kevin Conroy to me, well, even though I never met him in person, his voice work of the character Batman meant the whole world to me. Even though I'm a bigger fan of this guy, Batman always meant something very special to me too. Batman was always one of those characters that meant a lot to me as a kid. Just because you don't have superpowers doesn't mean you can't do good in the world, especially in the world of fantasy where you're going up against aliens, gods, speedsters, you name it. So, I've always loved the Batman character, ever since I was a kid watching the original cartoons from the 60s, 70s, and 80s. But what really got me into the character, of course, the Tim Burton Batman films with Michael Keaton, the Adam West show from '66. But honestly, Kevin Conroy to me was always in my mind the quintessential voice of Batman and for the character. I know a lot of people love Christian Bale. I respect him as an actor. He's very talented. He's very good. But to me, his voice is nothing compared to Kevin Conroy. I don't think his voice will ever come close to ever being as good, as legendary, nor as iconic as Kevin Conroy's voice. As a matter of fact, I've heard so many Batmans tell me over the years that whenever they read Batman speech bubbles in the comic books, they hear Kevin Conroy's voice more than anybody else. And that's saying something. As a matter of fact, a lot of people regard Kevin Conroy as the quintessential Batman actor. Even though he didn't physically portray the character, he voiced the character. That's how much this guy has meant to so many Batman fans across the world, and even in countries you wouldn't even expect that know and love the Batman character. Batman to me, was one of those characters that has continued to have a major positive impact and influence on my life, especially when it comes to entertainment and having a creative mind and imagination. And a lot of that had to do with the way Kevin Conroy brought that character to life in a wide variety of animated shows, movies, and video games. I was very happy that he got to voice the character in the Injustice games, even though I'm not the biggest fan of the Injustice universe, but that's a different story for another time. I was very happy when he got to voice the character in the Batman Arkham games, especially in Batman Arkham Asylum. I'll never forget back when I was a freshman in high school. I remember watching on television when I was home the first ever preview, the first ever trailer, coming attraction, if you will, of the Batman Arkham Asylum video game. And once I heard the voice, Kevin Conroy's voice for Batman, I had one of the biggest nerdgasms of my life and one of the best as well. So, Kevin Conroy, voice work for Batman meant so much to me growing up as a huge fan of the character. And, Kevin Conroy just, I didn't even know that he was suffering from cancer until the day he died. And it fucking sucks, believe me. I've always wanted to meet him. I heard nothing but nice things about the man, that he's very down to earth, very polite, very approachable with fans. As a matter of fact, one of my friends that works at one of my local excuse me one second. Alliance Center for Independence in Edison. He met Kevin Conroy at a convention near Philadelphia, and he was very nice with him. He was very polite with him, very down to earth. That's all you can ask for. That goes to show you that there are a lot of these famous people, these celebrities, if you will, that don't allow fame and fortune to get to their head. They stay true to their roots, where they come from, where they came from, and that's the end of that. I've always wanted to meet Kevin Conroy personally. I wanted to really say, if there was one thing I would have said to Kevin Conroy, I would say thank you. Thank you for bringing joy to my life, not just as a fan, but as a person. Um, you have done the character, you have done us Batman fans as well as the Batman character justice. You care about the character just as much as we do. I've loved the fact that you put your heart, soul, and dedication into the character. And thank you for also being down to earth with us. Thank you. Mr. Conroy. I hope you're. I know. I hope that your spirit is up there nicely with the Lord and is watching over us. But yeah, um, yeah, man. I mean, Kevin Conroy. He was a hell of a Batman. He means the world to me. His voice work really means the whole world to me. And I don't really think any other. I mean, don't get me wrong. I've enjoyed other people's voice work for the character, but I don't think any of them will ever come close to how great Kevin Conroy was. As far as I'm concerned, I know people have their own different opinions, but to me, Kevin Conroy is right up there in my mind as the quintessential Batman. So all I really have to say. This is basically my tribute to the late and great Kevin Conroy. I hope you guys enjoy, and peace out.